Guys, we had a pretty busy weekend. I worked Friday night. I got home from work at 2 a.m. Then Saturday we had to come out here and we had to finish one car for Sunday and finish this one. This one had no brakes Saturday morning. Had to put brakes onto it to be able to run it. We got the brakes going. This one here, we broke the bleeder nipple off, so we had to bleed it through the banjo bolt. This side here, we were able to heat up the bleeder nipple and get it bled. This car here I ran at Brampton, which was Impact Motorsports' is windshield class. Now this is supposed to be a bone stock class, and how bone stock do I mean? So this car here, this is the original temp sensor. I took it out and I zip tied it together and I put this temp sensor into it. They told me that I can't do that. That is how bone stock this class is. I have more for you. These seat belts in the back, they mounted to the factory seatbelt locations, and I had them in an X pattern to that side and that side to this side. And they told me that is not allowed, that I have to go straight up and down. I cannot go across. That is how bone stock this thing was. I couldn't believe how strict they were on the rules. One guy had a header, and it was the factory header bolted to the engine, and he cut it and welded a piece of pipe so it came through his hood. They failed him for tech because it was welded. When I tell you guys that this thing was stock, I was allowed a halo cage in this that could go across and over the roof, but I decided not to do it because I don't give a shit about this car. And anyway, it's that stock of a class. We could have any tires we wanted, so I went with my, I don't know where they are, my rally tires that I picked up. They're pretty good. All stock motor mounts. The wiring had to stay underneath the hood. Sorry, it's just my ringtone. All the wiring had to stay underneath the hood. I couldn't move any wiring into the inside. Couldn't have simple fit harnesses. Couldn't chain the engine. Can't swap the bumpers. Can't do bumper shocks. Can't do anything like that. That is how stock this class is. And something that kind of bothered me was, you guys see how nice my passenger side is here? I am actually pretty sore from this class because everybody in that ring seemed to just drive or door me. There was a Hyundai that got me pretty good. My buddy Chris in a car that I gave him got me pretty good. A cop that had built a car for like a school project through the academy, he actually driver doored me as well. So I kind of wish I put a cage in this, but I don't know. Guys, the B-pillar is bent into my seat. The seat is on an angle. Like, if you don't think I was being hit by that door, think again. Like this here, you can see me inside the door. It kind of sucks. I don't know if anybody was called for any of the shots. I know nobody was DQ'd from any of the shots. I was playing it safe. I was doing some half-decent shots with the back end of the car, but after the last door shot, it was down to 3 of us, and I kind of got a little angry, and I hit the guy with my tire. I took myself out. These control arms were super rotted, but, you know, I couldn't do anything to it in the rules, so it actually sheared the whole control arm off this W body, and it's my own fault I lost, so I'm kind of a little upset, but I lost my cool, I got a little upset, and I snapped my own control arm. But guys, that was a hard derby of just shit I didn't like happening. 11 cars out there. It was $400 to win. Not a great purse, but still a purse. But I don't know. Wasn't overly happy. We did a lot of other derbies this weekend as well. Beaton was this weekend, and you guys will see those videos coming up shortly. There was, I think, 13 cars in Beaton, and 10 of them I actually owned and rented out to people. So try to keep your local shows alive, guys. We'll be talking more about Beaton in the upcoming videos here, because I have 2 aftermaths of Beaton, because my Subaru went, Steven took my Subaru, and a Camry I built went. So yeah, so the W body here, we weren't allowed to, I think we were allowed to notch, but I didn't. I just cut the rear bumper off and then seat belted the trunk close in 2 places. The whole floor in this thing went. Like, you guys want to see why I didn't put any more effort into it? The whole floor went. Gas tank's on a 45. It's going down in the back. Like, this thing pretty much disintegrated very quickly. All the trailing arms are all bent and twisted. But the car is trash. You know, if it was my car, I would have put a little bit more effort into it, but it was a sponsor's car, and the deal was I had to give it back to them quickly, so I just had to run it. So I thought this windshield class would probably be the best place to run this car in, just because of the fact is I don't have to strip it too much when it's done. I just take it in and it's done. So this is how far we are right now. We got to take a couple more pieces off of it. Like I'm going to take all the seat belts out of it. I'm going to take my bulkhead of bolts, my fuel pump I made for it. I'm going to leave all the wiring because I usually take that out, but this car here, because it's not my car, they kind of get all that stuff back. And then what we're going to do is we're going to fill this car up with garbage to take, not garbage, but like other scrap stuff to take to them. Got a whole bunch of Ford Ranger stuff sitting on the ground back there. We're going to huck inside of it. So then that way they get what they get back. Because they gave me a full car, and by taking this back, they're going to lose money. So, how little was your passenger side hit? Yes. So we're going to take this out, and we're going to get this rest of this thing done. Another thing is we weren't allowed tuned ECMs. So this here is just the factory ECM with the temperature sensor delete. I was actually asked about that in tech. Yes, this is the factory ECU in here. And no wiring was cut in this thing. I never put it in theft mode. Everything is just kind of... Oh my goodness, there's another rust hole. Look at that. Oh, you can see the floor through the ground out through that floor too. But yeah, this thing here wasn't the best. Oh, I guess I should take that out of there too. Would I do another free sponsorship car? Honestly, I would, but I would have a plan for it before I got it, because this one here I got and I didn't really have a plan for. So I didn't know how long I could have it, and then next thing I know they're saying, hey, if you're done with that car, you're done with that car. And I get it, it's an investment on their behalf, right? But they have like a 2014 Toyota Camry there. I said I won't do this again, but I kind of really want that 2014 Camry. But what I would honestly rather to do is the scrapyards by me are paying like $240 a ton, $250 a ton right now. But I guess they sell it for higher, like $360 a ton, right? So, because, you know, they got to make money, I'm fine. What I'd rather them do is them put the car on the scale at $360 a ton. Me pay them what the car's worth at $360 a ton. They take off the catalytics and all that other stuff that they want. And then it's my car to keep as long as I want. And when I bring it back, I get my $250 a ton back. But they also get their name on it. And that way they're making money on it because they're selling at $360 a ton and then giving me $250 when I get it back. And they get their name on it. So I would rather do that. I'd rather pay for it so I think it's mine than this, because I feel like I'm rushed and I owe people money, and I hate owing people money. So a couple things we got left to do to it. Seat belts out, gas tank out, and bucket of bolts, and then that's just about it, and we're going to load it on the trailer and take it back to them today. Alright guys, so what do you think of this? What do you use your opinion of getting a free car for a demolition derby from a sponsor? I think it's cool. I just hate owing people things, and I think that I would rather pay for it and then give it back and get money, because not only that, I feel like if I had brought them a different vehicle, maybe they would have been like, oh yeah, just trade me this for that. I would have actually just liked to trade a car for a car, you know what I mean? Like a V6 car for a V6 car. I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird, but leave a comment down below on what you guys think, and if you guys are looking for your tips and tricks on demolition derby cars, guys, I try to do everything here. I've the W bodies I'm not huge into, the Camrys I'm huge into, the Subarus I'm starting to really like Subarus. And so thanks for watching, boys and girls. We'll see you here back tomorrow on Zach's Workshop. We got lots of derbies coming up. This is our derby season. We did 2 this weekend. We got 2 next weekend. We got 1 the weekend after that. We are heavy into the derbies, guys and girls. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you here later on Zach's Workshop.